Good afternoon. I think you're on the final leg now of the day. So I'm going to cut it down and kind of just make it quite quick, really. I myself have been a social worker for over 25 years, originally training in child protection. I've been in residential work, and in the last 15 years I've been working as a consultant to local authorities and health, mostly around serious case reviews, around injuries to children, working with families and advising directors on recommendations about improving services. I consider myself privileged to have had the opportunity to work with such incredibly insightful, talented, knowledgeable people over the years, both in health and social care. However, 2 years ago, things changed for me. Instead of someone actually being a social worker delivering a service, I also became a carer myself and needed support and guidance. But if I was entirely honest, I was really quite disappointed by how little support or preparation I would get to navigate through a journey that was before me and I hadn't chosen to make. Still, sometimes you don't get to choose what we do or what we want. As a result, and from learning from this experience, I started to put together an idea about how a tool could be created that people in my situation as a carer, a daughter, a sister, a career woman, a wife, a friend and a mother could use. With the ever-increasing strain on public services and the ever-increasing standards of which we all need to work, how could someone like me, with both now professional and personal experience, give back to what has been given to me? Due to the little support I could gain, despite appreciating the strain on the profession, I still had a job to do, and that was to help a person who was close to me stay independent for as long as possible, to ensure they had the best opportunity to try and live a life that you or I would feel was worthy to live, but also they had earned to live. When you get a diagnosis of a long-term condition, it isn't just that person who's affected, but a whole network of people. We have seen families and communities pull together through tragedy and come through despair. So if given the opportunity and access to the right tools, guidance and support, could we teach families and carers to create their own care plans and support networks with or without the support of the agencies and charities that exist, which would or could have an effect on the strain that I see colleagues work under every day due to financial cuts, increases in long-term health conditions in an ageing population. So here I wanted to create something to reduce the isolation of the person I care for and coordinate and keep safe information that I needed to keep, but also mainly to keep someone safe and stimulated. So I'd like to show you the video of Yecco. Going the wrong way.
Yecco is a new, free-to-use service that helps coordinate care, simplify arrangements, and communicate more effectively to support older or more vulnerable members of your family. Hannah here joined Yecco a while back. In fact, the whole family's on there. They use it like a private social networking site, and it's designed to support Hannah's dad, Harry. The family, chosen friends and care professionals can all share a calendar for alerts and reminders, and Messenger means that everyone can be in the loop. Yecco helps even distant family members feel included, like Harry's younger daughter Heather, who sends him picture messages from her new home down under.
G'day, Harry.
With his shiny new tablet, Harry keeps track of the family from the comfort of his armchair, and he can call one or all of them by simply touching their picture on screen. Hannah keeps tabs on Harry too, using Yecco's tracker pendant. She can see when he goes out, and he knows he can reach her wherever he is. Hello? There's a directory of products and services that can be tagged with user reviews and recommendations, and a forum with a wealth of information posted by professionals and other people like you, so you can discuss what matters to you. As well as helping with the day-to-day, Yecco can also store vital personal information in a secure vault. Having these records all in one place can give health and social care professionals a huge head start in sourcing and administering care. So, thanks to Yecco, Harry, Hannah, Heather and the rest of their network can share calendar alerts and reminders, make arrangements with a single click, keep up with the family news, browse and shop for relevant and recommended products, and keep secure records in one place for easy reference. Yecco, your connection.
Briefly Yecco, but I'm sure everybody is aware that the cost to the government is 23 billion to support people with long-term health conditions. There are noted around 6 million carers now in the UK that are registered, and many carers actually don't believe that they are carers themselves and never hit the radar of health and social care. So our vision was really to create something similar to that of Facebook, dare I say it, that somebody could register on and be signposted to once they kind of get that diagnosis for somebody in the family. Because a lot of people at that point will you get the diagnosis, perhaps of dementia, you're handed some information and pamphlets, and it's like you're left holding the baby, and it's like, what do I do now? So a lot of information on lots of things are out there, but it's about really pulling those together, and we do that by a number of ways in the system. One of the things I'd like to do is when I talk about carers, there's also we're very aware at Yecco that there is a community of youngsters, or an army of youngsters, that support and help care people with disabilities within their family under the age of 23, 24, and the government is just recognising that and making money available to support these young people. Those young people probably don't even know that they're carers from a very young age group, and it's, I'm afraid Cassie was going to talk today, and she's head of young carers and marketing. She's a 24-year-old that works with us, who's grown up looking after her father who's blind, and whose mother who's cerebral palsy, and a grandmother who died of dementia. And she does a lot of good work around raising awareness and actually trying to make it okay to talk about the difficulties you have in your family. She isn't available today, so our intern Joshua is going to step in just for 2 minutes to talk about his experience of caring somebody in the family.
Hello, how are you all today? As Janet said, I am a carer myself. I actually care for my grandmother who has Alzheimer's. And in the beginning, as Janet said, a lot of people don't know that they are carers. So what happens is they tend to just go to their daily activities and go maybe drive their grandma to places that she needs to be and take care of her and give her medication that she needs and make sure that she always has it. But they don't realise that they are carers. And I was in that situation, because I look at some people who have to care for their brother, their parents as well, and I think, well, they have a lot more bigger commitment to make than I do myself, because I have a great support system. I have my family, I have my grandmother's carers who help her out. So I thought, well, I'm not in a difficult situation at all. I'm just helping my grandmother out like any grandson would. So, but I am considered a carer because I do have to make sure she has the right medication, she hasn't overdosed, she gets to the appointments that she needs to be out and drive her as much as I can. So I have a great support network, but there are situations where things go wrong. So what happens to someone who doesn't have the support network that I have? What happens if they don't have a family that is there to drive that individual to the appointments that they need to be? We need to make sure that we can cater for that, and that's what Yecco does, as well as Young Yecco, who caters for young carers themselves and tries to make their lives a little bit easier. We're not going to get rid of all the problems that take place, but we do try and act as an aid and give people who are being cared for a bit of more independence and make sure that they can keep doing the daily activities that they always enjoy. So that's what we like to do at Young Yecco. Thank you.
Okay, so Josh and Cassie, they have been invited to 2 public speaks. They started off with the Department of Health training on dementia, the ministerial training, which was great, and they go out and what they try to do is to breaking the silence and the voice of the grandchild, and for young carers in our community. So basically, what do? You would register for free, and using your mobile app, you would be able to send messages to an iPad, a simple application. It's the first of 3 applications. It pushes messages and reminders. It has a translation system. So the family here can use a shared calendar. They can populate the calendar, and then on the weekly diary, either somebody uses the diary on the tablet at the end, their carer can look and see what appointments or who's visiting, send messages and translate them into a different language if that's is appropriate. So there's a shared calendar, there's a reminder system, so if you're working, you can set those reminders in advance, the week before and a month before, whether it's taking medication, whether or not it's, you're attending bingo, or whether you've got a visit. So you can set the alarms, you can send photographs, you can upload photographs from the past, and you can send photographs using the app, which is great for grandchildren or family members who are travelling a long way away. So you can also have secure storage. So we have a medical profile, we have financial storage, and we have private documents. The Yecco angel who creates the profile gives, if you like, a key to the filing cabinet to the people on a need-to-know basis. So that can change. So, for instance, you probably wouldn't give the key to the financial information, but you might give them to medical information because that's important for contacts, medical contacts. We also have a tracker, and that works by GPS, and should the person activate it, it becomes a mobile telephone. You can set a boundary around that as well. There's, so the picture frame, we also have a directory of services and products. Our revenue is generated by our directory and by advertising, and that makes the application free for the users. We have forums as well, and those forums are for multiple topics, from personal and budgets and direct payments, also to discussions on Alzheimer's, eating disorders and all sorts of things. And that acts as an interface between carers to carers and carers to professionals. That's what you see once you've created a profile. And those are all the lists of things that you can do. So you can simply just use the instant messaging board. So you can say, I've been to see mum today, she's not up with her medication, please pop in tomorrow, and someone else can pick that up, and that shows up on your app. So if I'm in a meeting at work, I only have to look at my app to check the thread, and one hopes that, when something needs to be done, as a main carer, I'm not doing all the work and making all the phone calls. But actually another member of the family who lives 2 hours away could actually make that call for me, and I just glance down, see it's been done, and I don't need to worry or leave the meeting to go and make that call. There's your medical profile and your link members. Those are the people that are on your network. So if you need to have a conference call, you can invite the link members to that conference call, just like you do a powwow, or you can instantly make a phone call. We're looking at messaging bottle schemes, so I can't say this word, authentication code, so that what happens is often paramedics are called to a house and care has collapsed. There might be someone in need who's there either with dementia or disability, and they can go into that and look at the medical profile. They can make a conference call to family members to say one of you needs to come collect the person whilst the other carer has been taken away to the hospital, and they can treat them. There's also an interest page, there's your reminder system, the tracker. And we're also going to be adding now a personalisation profile, so that the family can create a personalisation profile, and also finances around budgeting. At the top there, you've got your link members, the person. So you can have multiple profiles. So if you're in a residential home and you're a manager, you can create profiles of residents that are in the home. You can populate their calendar with the family members so they can coordinate when they come to the home, be available for appointments, or actually see what the care home or assisted living is doing, so that they don't clash their visits. It's really good in the morning because care homes are able to update and instant message the families rather than phone everybody to let them know the night has gone well. So there you see the directory and the offers. So you will see advertising here where we've got cancer coming to you. That might be someone like Bupa who's offering discounts to the audience. And we have an offers page similar to Groupon, but again very much around people who are caring, and the forum and a shop. So that's just someone who is connected to me there with the adverts to the side. That's the GPS tracker. So you can turn the GPS off if you have an issue around human rights, which has been recently in the news. And again, it's a 2-pin code, so you give that as the Yecco angel, the administrator, you would give that to people in the network. If the button is activated, that will call up to 10 phone numbers that you've loaded onto there, including a contact call centre, if that's more appropriate for your network. That's what somebody will either have at home. We're also looking to put this working with 4 hospitals. They can have this where they've got interest on brain injury, where they're trying to rehabilitate somebody. They don't want them using Facebook and technology again. They want to filter their information. So if you've got a young person who's been involved in an RTA, they could receive messages from chosen friends and families who can send photographs, let them know when they're coming to visit, and send them hopefully fun messages. But it can also be used by the ward staff to put prompts. So if you're trying to again re-enable or rehabilitate someone, you can put a prompt that they need to go downstairs for an X-ray. So we're looking at around brain injury. We're also using that on wards with the elderly and with dementia, and with people who have receiving long-term treatments such as chemotherapy. That's the mobile app. It's changed slightly to that, but effectively you can do everything that you can do on the web browser, translate messages, use the tracker, set alarms, call somebody, call everybody. So I think Joshua had a situation last summer where he was travelling with his grandmother, in a bit of a panic, trying to buy a ticket, trying to get her to the toilet, trying to get on the train, and wasn't sure she could go to the toilet and needed to call all his aunties to ask for help. And now he can press one button and get them all on the phone at the same time, instead of trying to text or phone one by one and find that they don't pick the phone up. So that helps people in a bit of a packet. So in conclusion, many other features we haven't mentioned. There'll be an integrated care plan, which can be populated by the family. There'll be a simple day care plan. We're looking at addendums that will attach to that around discharge planning, end of life, self-referral, self-management for people with psychiatric problems who are suffering from post-traumatic stress, start to manage their own medications. Want to reduce essentially the pressure on the carer and now the user, who we will include in the next version of Yecco. Improve and increase the contact with loved ones. And we absolutely believe collaborative working, both independently, public and privately, is the way forward if we are to meet one of the biggest challenges facing health and social care today. Thank you for listening.
Janet, I mean,
okay,
I
a bit
find
of a whistle top.
I find it very exciting to see a product that recognises that caring responsibilities within families' networks are complicated, that somebody who might be distant may in fact be the person who deals with the money side of things as opposed to the day-to-day.
Yeah.
And this really recognises those networks and those complexities. So thank you very much.
Okay,
do we have any questions?
No, because everyone wants to go home, I think.
I'm afraid it is getting to that point.
Well, we've got to stand. If anybody wants to have a quick chat, we're just standing outside.
You're just row J, is that right?
We are, indeed. Yeah. And I think, did I mention that we're just now looking at developing a portal and API? So we're working with local authority and NHS to develop a portal so that information from GPs can actually be exported and information from social care professionals can be exported onto the care plan so the system can be shared and updated. Okay. All right.
Thank you very much.